We are facing a hidden threat. This threat is microplastics, and they are everywhere. In our oceans, our food, our water, and now, even our brains. Recent scientific discoveries have revealed a disturbing truth. Microplastics are not just polluting our planet, they are polluting us. The realization that microplastics can reach the human brain is alarming. This vital organ responsible for our thoughts, emotions, and bodily functions is now a confirmed target of microplastic contamination. Studies have shown that these tiny particles can cross the blood-brain barrier, a protective shield that was once thought to be impenetrable to all but the smallest molecules. This barrier, crucial for maintaining a healthy brain environment, has been breached by microplastics, raising concerns about their potential impact on our neurological health. We must act now to understand the full extent of this threat and take steps to protect ourselves. This is not just about safeguarding our health, it's about preserving the integrity of our minds. Ensuring a future free from the insidious effects of microplastic pollution is imperative. Microplastics are not a new phenomenon. They have been accumulating in the environment for decades, the result of our insatiable appetite for plastic products. These tiny particles, less than 5 millimeters in diameter, are often too small to be seen without a microscope. The production of plastic has skyrocketed in recent decades, leading to a surge in plastic waste. Much of this waste ends up in landfills or our oceans, where it slowly breaks down into smaller and smaller pieces, microplastics. These particles can persist in the environment for hundreds, even thousands of years, posing a long-term threat to ecosystems and human health. Microplastics are not just a problem for marine life, they have infiltrated our entire food chain. They have been found in drinking water, seafood, beer, salt, and even the air we breathe. The pervasiveness of microplastics makes them a formidable adversary. The discovery of microplastics in human brains is relatively recent, but the findings so far have been alarming. Studies have confirmed the presence of these tiny particles in brain tissue, raising serious concerns about their potential impact on neurological health. One study, published in the journal Nature, found microplastics in the brains of deceased individuals. The researchers were surprised by the high concentrations of microplastics they discovered, particularly in areas of the brain associated with vital functions such as memory and motor control. Another study revealed that the concentration of microplastics in brain tissue has been increasing over time. The presence of microplastics in the brain is not limited to a specific age group or geographic location. These particles have been found in the brains of people of all ages, from infants to the elderly, and from diverse geographical backgrounds. We must act now to reduce our exposure to microplastics and support research into their potential health impacts. Microplastics enter our bodies through various pathways. One major route is through ingestion. We consume microplastics present in our food and water. Seafood, particularly shellfish, is a significant source of microplastics, as these creatures filter water and ingest these particles along with their food. Another route of entry is through inhalation. Microplastics are present in the air we breathe, especially in urban environments and areas with high levels of plastic pollution. These particles can penetrate deep into our lungs, potentially entering the bloodstream and reaching other organs, including the brain. Some studies suggest that microplastics can also enter our bodies through skin absorption. Once inside our bodies, microplastics can travel through the bloodstream and accumulate in various organs, including the liver, kidneys, and, as we now know, the brain. The mechanisms by which microplastics cross the blood-brain barrier are still being investigated. Section 5. Unseen dangers. Potential health impacts of microplastics in the brain. While the long-term health consequences of microplastics in the brain are still being unraveled, the potential risks are substantial and cannot be ignored. Emerging research suggests that these tiny particles can trigger a cascade of adverse effects, potentially impacting our neurological health, immune system, and overall well-being. One significant concern is the potential of microplastics to trigger inflammation in the brain. Studies have shown that microplastics can activate immune cells, leading to the release of inflammatory molecules. Chronic inflammation in the brain has been linked to a range of neurological disorders, including Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, and multiple sclerosis. Microplastics may also interfere with the delicate balance of neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers that facilitate communication between brain cells. Furthermore, some microplastics contain harmful chemicals such as bisphenol A or BPA, and phthalates, which are known endocrine disruptors. The potential for these tiny particles to disrupt brain function and contribute to a range of neurological disorders is a serious public health concern that demands urgent attention. Section 6. Protecting ourselves. Reducing exposure to microplastics. While the fight against microplastic pollution requires a global effort, there are steps we can take in our daily lives to reduce our exposure to these pervasive particles. By making conscious choices and adopting simple habits, we can minimize our contribution to the problem and safeguard our health and the health of our planet. One of the most effective ways to reduce microplastic exposure is to minimize our consumption of single-use plastics. By opting for reusable alternatives whenever possible, we can significantly reduce our plastic footprint. Choosing fresh, unpackaged produce over plastic-wrapped options is another effective strategy. Supporting local farmers markets and embracing a zero-waste approach to grocery shopping can further minimize our reliance on plastic packaging. Filtering our drinking water is crucial for removing microplastics and other contaminants. Investing in a high-quality water filter that can effectively trap these tiny particles can provide peace of mind and ensure access to clean, safe drinking water. Opting for products with natural exfoliants such as sugar or salt, and choosing microplastic-free alternatives can help protect our waterways and reduce our exposure to these harmful particles. Section 7. The need for action supporting research and solutions. The pervasive presence of microplastics in our environment and their potential impact on human health underscores the urgent need for further research and the development of innovative solutions to address this growing crisis. We must invest in scientific endeavors that deepen our understanding of microplastic behavior, their long-term effects, and effective mitigation strategies. Supporting research that investigates the precise mechanisms by which microplastics enter and interact with the human body, particularly the brain, is paramount. Understanding how these particles cross biological barriers, accumulate in tissues and potentially trigger adverse reactions is crucial for developing targeted interventions and preventive measures. Equally important is research focused on developing effective methods for removing microplastics from the environment. Exploring innovative technologies such as advanced filtration systems for wastewater treatment plants and bioremediation strategies that utilize microorganisms to break down plastics is crucial for stemming the tide of microplastic pollution. Promoting and incentivizing the development of biodegradable and compostable alternatives to conventional plastics is essential. Shifting away from our reliance on petroleum-based plastics and embracing sustainable materials that can be safely reintegrated into the environment is a critical step towards a circular economy that minimizes waste and pollution. Section 8. A collective responsibility. Addressing the microplastic crisis. The issue of microplastic pollution transcends individual actions. It demands a collective response that involves governments, industries, communities, and individuals working in unison to address this global challenge. We must recognize our shared responsibility in mitigating this pervasive form of pollution and strive towards a future where plastic is managed responsibly and its impact on our planet and our health is minimized. Governments play a pivotal role in setting regulations and policies that promote sustainable plastic use and waste management. This includes implementing extended producer responsibility schemes that hold manufacturers accountable for the entire life cycle of their products, including end-of-life management. Industries must prioritize innovation and invest in the development and adoption of sustainable materials and production processes. This includes phasing out harmful chemicals, reducing packaging waste, and exploring alternative business models that prioritize reusability and circularity. Communities can play a vital role in raising awareness about microplastic pollution and promoting responsible waste management practices. Organizing local cleanups, advocating for plastic-free initiatives, and supporting businesses that prioritize sustainability can create a ripple effect that extends far beyond immediate surroundings. Section 9. A future free from microplastics, our shared goal. The discovery of microplastics in the human brain serves as a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our health and the health of our planet. The choices we make today will determine the legacy we leave for future generations. We must envision a world where plastic pollution is a distant memory, replaced by a circular economy that values resource conservation, innovation, and sustainable practices. A world where clean air, water, and soil are not aspirations but realities, and where the health of our planet and the well-being of all living creatures are inextricably linked. This vision requires a fundamental shift in our relationship with plastic. We must move away from a linear take-make-dispose model to a circular approach that prioritizes reducing, reusing, and recycling. The journey towards a future free from microplastics will be challenging, but it is a journey we must undertake for the sake of our health, the health of our planet, and the well-being of generations to come.